Our next question comes from Raptorus Rex, who says, martial arts-wise, what are some tips when dealing with animals? When I was younger, I used to have to deal with dogs on the way back home and on the job too, and they are faster than me. And there was the time I got constantly attacked by a mother crow on the way to school. Thanks for your content. Okay, that is interesting. You got attacked by a crow. Crows are interesting animals. Because if you look at them up in the sky or up in a tree, they look pretty small, but then in person, they're kind of giant pterodactyls, man. And crows are smart. Crows are particularly smart because they can remember individual faces. They can remember human faces. So if they don't like you, they will remember your face. And I'm guessing the reason the crow attacked you is specifically because it didn't like you. I don't know why. You probably did something without even knowing it that made this crow angry. And crows hold grudges. There are a few animals out there who do this. Crows and octopuses. Octopuses can also remember individual human faces throughout their entire lives. There was this crazy science experiment I read about. Actually, it wasn't even part of the experiment. There were some scientists running some lab tests on octopuses. And there was this one octopus who really hated the scientist who was running this tests on him. And so every time this scientist would walk by, none of the other scientists, just this one specific one, the octopus would climb out of the tank and spit ink on this guy, spray ink on him. Only that one guy. And this was very confusing to them, so they began to study it more, and they realized octopuses recognize human faces, and they remember, and they have feelings, and they hold grudges. They get mad, and they stay mad. And crows are the same way. So if you piss off a mother crow, man, she will remember it for the rest of her life. And she will remember you. So my advice about crows, don't piss them off. I don't know exactly what pisses off crows, but maybe read a couple of articles about crows and learn a little bit about their culture and how to be friendly to our friends, the crows, so that they stay on friendly terms with us instead of swooping down and attacking us on our way to school. Now, if you are attacked by a crow, my recommendation, run, find cover, because they got sharp claws and sharp beaks. Like I said, they are veritable pterodactyls swooping down out of the sky, man. But very smart birds, very fascinating creatures. Dogs, on the other hand, probably a much more common threat. Interesting fact, dogs kill more humans than any other animal except for mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are the #1 animal killer of humans in the world because of the diseases they spread. You know, malaria, dengue fever, all these other horrible things. But dogs, as far as actual animal attacks, they kill the most. After that, we got like hippos and crocodiles and cows. Cows kill a lot of people. But dogs, man, dogs, the #1 vertebrate killer of humans. So it's a serious issue. When I was 19 years old, from ages 19 to 21, I was an LDS missionary, a Mormon missionary in Argentina for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And that meant I spent every waking hour out in the slums of Buenos Aires. And out in the slums, out in the Villas de Miseria, there are lots of wild dogs. A lot of mangy dogs. Dogs suffering from this disease called mange, or in Spanish, sarna. And los perros sarnosos, the mangy dogs, man, they are everywhere. They look like zombies, these big old, I don't know what they used to be, maybe German shepherds or something. And they come running at you, foaming at the mouth. Some of them are rabid, definitely carrying diseases. You do not want these things to touch you, let alone bite you. And man, these mangy dogs attempted to murder me more than once. So how did I deal with this? Well, first of all, what to do before a dog attack. If the dog announces itself, if you hear a dog growling at you, okay, stop. Don't make any sudden movements, and do not make eye contact with the dog. Do not look at the dog in its eyes, because that is a threatening gesture among canines. Second, if this dog is alphaing up on you, play the submissive role. Swallow your pride a little bit, because dogs can kill. Wild dogs can kill you. And I had a friend back in my hometown who got mauled by a Malamute. A Malamute is half wolf, half husky, and they're big. And if they're wild and angry, man, they can kill you. And it almost killed him. It mauled his leg to the point where he has to walk assisted with crutches, those crutches you strap on both arms for the rest of his life. And he managed to win that fight with the dog, if you will. I say win in quotes because, man, he got mauled. So the last thing you want to do is fight a dog, because, even if you win, you're probably going to get mauled, because the biting strength in a dog's jaws is so much greater than the biting strength in a human mouth. And humans can bite pretty hard too, man, but dogs, man, so much harder. And a wolf can bite right through your bones. So, man, you want to stay away from that mouth. So, play the submissive role. Bring your head down. Walk slowly. Do not run away from the dog. Because, again, they can run faster. Just like you said, dogs are, generally speaking, much faster than humans, and especially if they're running in packs. And, man, these mangy dogs down in Argentina, they always had a pack, and they flank you. There's the one coming behind you, trying to get you to run straight. They're herding you. They are intelligent creatures, and they are trying to get you to go in a specific pattern so they can flank you, man. You don't want that. So don't run away from a dog. They will chase you. So again, no eye contact, submissive posture, walk slowly, and if they do attempt to attack, put something in between you and them. So I always carried a bag with me, a shoulder bag filled with books, and when the dogs would come, the first thing I would do was put that in between me and them. So instead of biting me, they're biting the bag of books. Now, dogs don't always announce themselves, but when they do, one other thing that worked, and this might sound kind of mean, and this may be conditioned behavior, because the people who lived in the slums dealt with these wild dogs all the time. And what they would do would be pick up rocks and throw them at the dogs. Now, the dogs got so conditioned to this that if I simply reached to the ground as if I were picking up a rock, even if there was no rock there, the dogs would turn tail and run. Most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. But again, they don't always announce themselves. One day I was walking, minding my own business, la-di-la-di-la, and this dog sticks its head through a fence, starts biting me on the side right there, chomping away. And fortunately for me, in my jacket pocket, I had a hymn book, a book of hymns and praises, religious songs in my pocket, about that thick, a few centimeters thick. And fortunately, the dog's jaws were locked around that book. So when I finally pulled myself free and took the book out of my jacket pocket, there were dog tooth marks all over that thing, embedded deeply in the pages of the book, fortunately not on me. So if you know you are going to be in a situation where you are faced with angry dogs who can and will bite you, maybe wear some body armor. Man, dogs, like I said, it's the number 2 animal killer of humans in the world. And, so many people are paranoid about being attacked by humans. What if guys with guns and knives jump out? Yeah, that's going to suck. But what's a lot more likely to happen? Being attacked by an angry dog. Man, what's his name? Master Wong. Somebody asked me to evaluate one of his videos about how to fight a dog using kung fu or whatever, and I think that's nonsense, to be honest, because If you get into a kung fu fight with a large dog, that dog's going to win. Even if you win that fight, the dog's going to win. It's going to maul you. So whenever possible, avoid fighting those things. If you have to, put something in between you and them. And above all, understand how dogs communicate. Thanks for the question. Good luck. I hope you don't get mauled by dogs, and I hope that crow leaves you alone, my friend.